Marilyn Howshall of Empowered Hearts Ministry, ministering revival and reformation to the family for 30 years.
Hello, dear hearts. Marilyn here to talk about how the spirit of Baal is alive in the church today and how many believers are unknowingly serving it. I know this is a sobering message, but I believe we're in sobering times, and the Lord would like to sober the church so the church can cooperate more fully with the restoration God wants to bring in our nation. I think it's important that we begin to learn to view abortion through a spiritual lens. You know, it's always been Satan's strategy to prevent godly seed from going forth into the world. His plans are all about the children and getting them away from their parents. The spirit of Baal is still alive in our land and has been working for generations to deceive the church concerning the children. You know, Satan has always wanted to get children away from their parents or to convince parents to willingly surrender their children. And of course, we know the stories of Jesus and baby Moses and how his plan started out with the outright murder of infants. But even before Christ, the Bible indicates that there was a sacrifice of children in the heathen nations surrounding God's people, Israel, and God strictly forbade Israel to participate in those practices. But the enemy continued to devise plans to eliminate godly fruit from being brought forth into the earth. Each plan was more subtle and deceptive than the one before. So you fast forward to our modern times, and the spirit of Baal is still at work. And of course, since murder isn't accepted in our modern culture, the enemy had to become more sneaky to prevent spiritual fruit from coming forth. And so in this lifetime, our nation has allowed the abortion of babies in the womb, saying that the fetus was only a blob and not a life. And we, the church, failed to challenge that for at least 20 years before the church even sat up and took notice. And now, of course, more than 6.5 million babies have been aborted since Roe versus Wade in 1973. And thankfully, this has begun to turn around recently, with a few of the states changing their abortion laws. And now, without argument, physical abortion has been a means to prevent godly seed from going forth into future generations. Yet the enemy's deception didn't end with this horrendous act of wickedness. Child trafficking has been another means of robbing the seed of the future, but it still has not ended here. Since most Christians consider natural abortion of physical life to be wrong, the enemy had to perpetuate an even more subtle deception to halt the birth of godly fruit. Now listen closely to this. This is a deception so appealing that even the church would buy into it. The sin of abortion is deeply and painfully reflective of a pattern of lifestyle values that the church has embraced in the spiritual realm as well. And so here we need a very clear definition of abortion. Now, as we all know, physical abortion is a miscarriage or a producing of young before the natural time or before the fetus is perfectly formed. But perhaps we haven't considered applying its meaning to the figurative or spiritual sense. Abortion is a fruit or a process that doesn't come to maturity. So I'm going to repeat that. Abortion is simply a fruit or a process that doesn't come to maturity. So it's a process that is shortened before maturity. Anything or person that fails in its progress before it is matured or perfected as a design or a project or even a child's character formation. A child's character formation is a fruit that doesn't have a chance to come to maturity because it is aborted for other purposes. The functions of a child's heartbeat also form processes of growth that can be aborted or cut short before they have a chance to come to maturity. I hope you're following me on this. So let's let that sink in for just a moment.